Drop in and opt out. I'm Derek J. You're listening to Peace News Now, the best daily 5-minute report on the growing peaceful evolution around the globe. Today is Sunday, January 27th, 2013. Here's what's happening in the world of peace. A Virginia man who wrote an abbreviated version of the Fourth Amendment on his body and stripped to his shorts at an airport security screening area won a trial Friday in his lawsuit seeking $250,000 in damages for being detained on a disorderly conduct charge. Aaron Toby claimed in a civil rights lawsuit, PDF available in this episode's show notes, that in 2010 he was handcuffed and held for about 90 minutes by the Transportation Security Administration at the Richmond International Airport after he began removing his clothing to display on his chest a magic marker protest of airport security measures. Quote, Amendment 4, the right of the people to be secure against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, his chest and gut read. In sending the case to trial, unless there's a settlement, the 4th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 and reversed a lower court judge and invoked Benjamin Franklin in the process. According to the opinion by Judge Roger Gregory, quote, here, Mr. Toby engaged in a silent, peaceful protest using the text of our Constitution. He was well within the ambit of First Amendment protections. And while it is tempting to hold that First Amendment rights should acquiesce to national security in this instance, our forefather Benjamin Franklin warned against such temptation by opining that those who give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. We take heed of his warning and are therefore unwilling to relinquish our First Amendment protections, even in an airport. Toby didn't want to go through the advanced imaging technology X-ray machines or so-called nude body scanners that were cropping up at airports nationwide. Instead, when it was his turn to be screened, he was going to opt for an intrusive pat-down and removed most of his clothing in the process. Among other things, the federal lawsuit claimed wrongful detention and breach of the First Amendment and Fourth Amendment. Toby was on his way to Wisconsin for his grandmother's funeral. Despite his detainment, he made his flight. According to the suit, while under interrogation, the authorities wanted to know about his affiliation with or knowledge of any terrorist organizations, if he had been asked to do what he did by any third party, and what his intentions and goals were. 2 weeks later, Henrico County prosecutors dropped the misdemeanor charge against him, and he sued the Transportation Administration and others. In dissent, Judge J. Harvey Wilkinson wrote, quote, had this protest been launched somewhere other than in the security screening area, we would have a much different case. But Toby's antics diverted defendants from their passenger screening duties for a period, a diversion that nefarious actors could have exploited to dangerous effect. Defendants responded as any passenger would hope they would, summoning local law enforcement to remove Toby and the distraction he was creating from the scene. Are you tired of the US government killing people around the world? Are you tired of having to pay for their murderous rampage? Are you tired of feeling helpless to do anything about it? Well, now there's something you can do. It's called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is money that is impossible for the government to control. Bitcoin is impossible to be counterfeited or inflated. Bitcoin is simply a peer-to-peer protocol, so it is impossible for anyone to shut it down, block it, or control it in any way. If you want to see an end to the government inflating the dollar to pay for murder, then you need to start using Bitcoin today. To learn how, visit weusecoins.com. Alexa C. Madrigal writes for theatlantic.com. Continuing his run of fascinating art that plays with thwarting the technological tools of the surveillance state, Adam Harvey has released a collection of counter-surveillance garments and accessories. Called Stealthwear, the line is a collaboration with fashion designer Johanna Bloomfield. Launched in London yesterday, a city blanketed by police cameras, the garments nominally are anti-drone in that they reduce one's thermal profile, which can be seen in the infrared part of the electromagnetic spectrum. The infrared cameras mounted on drones, therefore, can see the heat of bodies, even in the dark. Harvey sent me over some images that he took using an FLIRSR series infrared camera. In this episode's show notes, you can see the images in the middle are what the camera normally produces. The images on the right are false color, so you can see the temperature gradient. The garments certainly do change your heat signature, though perhaps not enough to evade detection totally. Harvey made international headlines last year for his suggestion that Dazzle camouflage face paint could confuse facial recognition systems. He attended NYU's ITP program, which has produced too many awesome projects to count. Check out the full line of accessories in these show notes, including an anti-drone burqa and a shirt that protects you from X-rays. That's all the time we have for today. Links to these stories can be found in this episode's show notes. Remember to subscribe to PNN on YouTube and iTunes, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. If you enjoyed this episode, share the piece with your friends. For PeaceNewsNow.com, I'm Derek J. Peace.